Hey everyone, welcome to Inside the AI. I'm your host, the Data Doc, and today I'm going to be creating an n8n workflow to create one of these baby videos. It's going to be 100% automated. You can download this in my school community. It is a paid community, so you can head over there. If you don't want to go that route, you can follow this video step by step, and I'm going to show you how to build this out and show you how I made this. And you can use this to make these videos right here.
Dude, imagine you wake up, realize your superpower is literally being black. That's wild, right? It changes your whole perception, man. It's like suddenly the world flips, you see the matrix but from a new angle. People underestimate how much identity is like, this unexplored terrain. What does it even mean to have a superpower tied to something so primal and social? It's like suddenly finding out you can see infrared. What else aren't we seeing about ourselves?
So first, I want to show you how this works. And while this is running, I'll talk through the workflow. So to start this, I want to hit test workflow. And when I do that, this is going to come up. We have gender. We want to make this a male. The ethnicity is Mexican. The hairstyle is short. The topic of the video, which will be Mexican history between 1920 through 1930. And so now we have the information filled out. There's two routes for this podcast. The first route is going to be 100% new video created. The second route is going to be clipping YouTube channels and then creating the baby video and then publishing that. So if you are doing 100% completely free video, you want to fill out the top portion. If you're doing a YouTube and you're clipping it up, you want to fill out the bottom portion. Whichever you're doing, just leave the others blank and this will work. So now you hit submit. And when you hit submit, what's going to happen is that information is going to be updated in your Google Sheets. It's going to be routed up to the top portion. It's going to hit your AI where it's going to generate a prompt that gets sent to ElevenLabs. ElevenLabs is going to generate the text and the voice for the video. That's going to get sent here. It'll get in a hold position when it starts over. And now it's going to start the creation of the video. Now it's going to get the image that it's going to create. It's going to create that image. It's going to process it. And then that is going to be sent to that node where the other is in a hold position. All right, now we have some action. The action has gone through. Now it's in a hold position. This is going to merge everything together. This is going to take the videos you've created and the text that has become voice and merge it to one to make the video you want to create. Once that's done, it's going to be uploaded to your Google Drive. You want to do this step right here. I always thought, like, why are you doing this? Why do you always have to have a Google Drive? So a lot of these softwares, these social media softwares, only take an MP3 file. So when you upload it to Google Drive, the file is going to be exported in a certain file format. When you upload it to Google Drive, it formats it in the MP4. And then you re-download that information. So that's a good little information right there. But now you know what ElevenLabs is a text-to-speech AI software. The next thing is we're going to use is OpenAI. OpenAI is just going to be the prompt generator that gets sent to Hydra. So basically that information that we filled out in the beginning, ethnicity, sex, gender, etc., is going to be sent to OpenAI. It's going to take that information, create a prompt for the type of baby to create of the video. So I'm talking you through this so that we can waste the time and you can see how long it takes. The second route that we have is going to be on a time trigger. So as you're building these out, the time trigger, what I mean is you can publish this every day. You can publish it every hour. You don't have to go in and every time rewrite the type of video you want to create. So in this file path, we have the Google Sheets for the baby podcast. And this Google Sheet is going to have the type, the gender. It's going to capture all that information. Here's a few videos I've created. Now, at the end of this is going to show the videos I've created right here. So we've published them. And so this is very important, right? The reason this is important is when we start the sheet, the second way that we have, it's going to allow you the opportunity to create a bunch of ideas of what you want to create. So if you know you want to create 8 weeks of videos, you can go here and create 8 weeks of whatever you want, change the ethnicity, change the hairstyle, change the topics you want to go into, and then you can publish this and it will rerun over and over again. So the difference in the top and the bottom is you have to fill this out every time you create that video. And the bottom one is you can create a list and then you can publish routinely throughout your. I want to thank you if you stayed to watch this step-by-step guide. I'm going to build this out. Everything you need, I want to first start out by starting out, you need n8n. So n8n is an open source software. You can download it on your system or you can pay $24.99 for the cloud version. Now, the first thing I always do when I enter in an environment is rename this. So since I'm creating the baby videos, I'm going to put baby video 2. And this is going to let me know to delete this later just because I've already created this. So now with this renamed, some things you need is you need the Hydra. You need a Hydra account. So here's Hydra. It's going to be linked in the description below. You do need the paid version and you get these credits. So it works off a credit system. You get 1,000 credits to start off with. I've used a couple just to create these videos to show you how it works. If you want to do the creating your own route of baby software, if you want to create your own topics and not reclip YouTube videos, you're going to need the ElevenLabs. So ElevenLabs is going to allow you to take text and repurpose it into a voice to text from AI. They do have a free version. You don't have to pay for this. The free version gets you 10,000 credits. So you could use it. I've upgraded because I ran out of the credits and I wanted to show you how this works. So at each time, it processes the text that gets created from the AI, from OpenAI, and then that information is sent here. The AI recreates it and sends you out the voice file. The next thing you do need is an OpenAI account. This is not your conventional OpenAI. It's the AI for developers. The link is going to be in the description below. But when you come here, you're going to go here and each one of these are going to give you an API key. I'm going to show you how to link those API keys when we get to that point. So then the last AI you need is if you want to do the route at the bottom to re-clip a YouTube video, you need a Google Studios. The reason you need this is going to take that text and it's going to transcribe that text and allow it to clip it up. So again, I will show you how to link this when we get to that point. So the first thing to start with this video you want to do is we always have to start with a node. I'm going to show you how to create the survey method first. This is going to be the manual method that you have to upload every time. So first you want to click the plus and then go down to on form submission. Now, when you do that, you want to give this form a name. So you can put this as baby video. The interesting thing about this is you can produce this URL and you can post this to your website and have your audience create some things and see what they're coming up with. The first thing I want to do is everything's going to stay the same and you have to fill out these fields right here. You can change the description. You can say this will generate a viral baby video. The first field is going to be the gender. Everything stays the same. We don't want to make this required because we have two options. None of this is going to be required. The second field, so what you want to do is, I'm making you. So the second field, you want to go down here and click add an element. So when you add a form element, it's going to add a new question. And then this one is going to be ethnicity. Again, we're going to do this a couple of times. So now add another form. And the next one is going to be hairstyle. Now, this last one, add another field, and this is going to be the topic you want to discuss or you want the video to be on. Now, these are the first route on the top of the workflow. Now, the second part that we're going to cover right now is going to go through if you're going to reclip someone's YouTube video. So the first, we want to talk through what podcast is it? So podcast / show. So you can put Joe Rogan, the Joe Rogan experience, whatever it is. This is going to give it a little more narrowing. So we don't want to, if we put Joe Rogan, he's pretty famous. But if you have someone who's not so famous, this is going to make it a little more precise of who you want to target. Then you want to get the host. And this is where it's really important. The reason I did this is I was reclipping Sean Ryan shows and trying to make baby videos for Sean Ryan. And there's a lot of Sean Ryans out there. So this is why I added in the show. So now if you go into YouTube URL, so now this is going to grab the URL. So all you have to do is go find a URL, paste it here, and it's going to be able to clip that. So with that, we have this complete. And as you're making this, you want to hit test. So test is going to allow you to pull in the information as you're building this out. So now we can say Chinese ethnicity, male, Chinese, long, bun. And then the topic can be the creation of the Great Chinese Firewall. So if you don't know what that is, this video might give you some context to it. So now we hit submit, and this is going to push that information through. So that information has been through and it's captured right here. We see we have 3 empty positions. This is great because that's going to get routed and then dropped off so it doesn't create any videos. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in the Google Sheets. The reason we're going to add into Google Sheets is this is going to update the information so you know what you're creating. So we need to do update and append a row. Now with this is created, all I have to do is go down here. So my Google Sheets is connected. So to connect your Google Sheets, I'm going to show you really quick. What you want to do is you want to go to Google Cloud Console. The link will be in the description below. So as you're going into the Google site, this is going to be the environment you want to go to. You go to your APIs and services. This is the location of all the information you need. But more important than that is you need to go to your project. So I have multiple projects here. So if you create a new project, this is where you're going to change to different projects to manage it. The API key that you create is tied to the project that you create. So now, if I want to create a new project, I can create a new project here, and then you can walk through the steps. The one important factor I do want to make sure you understand, you can watch many videos out there of how to create the API key. It's very easy. But when you access your project and you go into this information, you have to go to libraries. What a library is, it's all the little applications that you want to give it access to. So if for this video, if I wanted it to give it Google Drive access, I would type Drive. And now I have Google Drive API and Google Drive API here. So I click it, and now this one has access. I want to show you how to make one that does not have access. I think this one does not have access to YouTube. So now if I go to YouTube and click this one does have access to YouTube. So this one may not have access. Well, you know what? I know it doesn't have access to this YouTube. So if you come to this location, what you're going to do is click enable. When you enable this, you're giving that API key access to this little application. So now if I have to get any Google Analytics, I have access to it and I can tell the API key to do that. So this is the most important thing. One of the important things you're doing this. So to get your API credentials, you would go to here to credentials. You would click this button here and it will pull up your API keys. So here is my client ID, and here is my API key. You take that information, and when you create a new credential, you simply paste it into where it's asking you. So that's very easy to do that. So now back to the sheets. I go here. I want to select the Baby Sheep podcast. Again, this is going to the Google Sheets, and it's pulling up this Baby Sheets podcast. I know that because the title is right here called Baby Sheets, and sheet 1 is the only sheet in this. Okay. So now I'm going to delete this just so it doesn't confuse my system. But now this Baby podcast was the title. The sheet is here. Now I have to match the column. So this is why we have the date submitted. So what you want to do is match the column to something that's very unique. So let's match this to the date it was submitted, because it's going to be all the way down to the time, and you can't submit 2 forms at one time. So this is the way that I thought about making this. So now the date submitted, it's going to give you that information. You want to pull in the gender. Again, what we're doing is we're filling these roles by clicking schema, and then you're picking which one of these you want to do. You could also do a table, and you can grab it from here, or you can do a JSON, and it gives you the same thing, and now you can grab the word. So it works either way. Schema is just easier to read. So now I go down to ethnicity. I pull that in. I go down to the hairstyle and pull this in. So now each one of these I'm going to go through and pull one by one. The topic, the show, the host, the URL, and then you want to leave publish blank. What published is for is at the end of this, we have a Google Sheets that says yes. So once this is published, it will go into our Google Sheet, and this row will be updated as far as and say yes, like this. And so to update that, so when you are running your trigger, when you're running the second system, it will have the trigger and it will skip that line if it's already been published. So that's the reason that's in there. So once we have this created, the next thing we want to do is add in an edit fields. So this edit fields is going to separate the information. So we have all that information coming in, and now we're going to start routing that information. So now what I want to do is I want to run this, and this is going to update the information in our Google Sheets. So now we have male, Chinese, long bun, and creation of the Chinese firewall. Great. That's been processed, and now it's sent here. So now this edit fields is going to be updated, and we're going to be very repetitive in this. What we want to do is pass through the information, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So first, we're going to hit this a couple of times. I'm doing it 4 times. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull in the gender, and then type in this one here. So pull in the gender, it's going to get the name. Keep this as a fixed expression. What that fixed expression means is this doesn't change. Gender is going to get passed through as gender. If you add this as a fixed expression here, it's going to pass this exactly what it says. If you add it as an expression, now this is going to pass through males. So just so you know what that means. So now the next thing we want to pass through is the ethnicity, and it's going to be Chinese. Now the next one is going to be the hairstyle, and then hairstyle, and then topic, and then topic. So now with this completed, we have all the information. However, what we need to do is we need to add something at the bottom, because if you send this through right now, I just want to let you know, we can test this out and I can show you, it's going to still pass through all the information. So now with that one complete, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to copy this and paste it. And then I'm going to create another one down here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this one up. And so since I know I have 3 here, I have 4, I'm going to delete one. And then I'm going to take the podcast and copy over that one, the podcast and copy over the bottom one. But this one's a little tricky because you have to actually replace it. So it won't go over it. So now this one can go over that. The host can get pulled over. Who is that? Joe Rogan, any of the primary hosts, whoever it is you want to make the picture of. And then we have video, and then video URL. Now, if you noticed, each one of these are empty. So empty, empty, empty. So that information is going to get sent through as being empty, right? So now that information, we have two forms of information, and it's, this is empty and this is the filled information. So now we're going to go through the top side only, because I have to process all of that information to be able to use it. So let me show you this. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to pin this. So the reason I'm going to pin it is because as I'm building this out, I don't want to use my credits over and over again. So I've done that many times. And when you reprocess it and you go two different routes, you're not able to do the top one and the bottom one at the same time. So I'm going to pin these so it stays there. So now this is passed through and now it's pinned. All right. So now we have all this information through. The next one we're going to work through is the top part. We're going to work through creating the video generation. So now from that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pass through to OpenAI. So now OpenAI, and it's going to be message a chat model. So message a model. And so now I'm going to open my OpenAI. I'm going to show you how to connect your API key. So now when you go to OpenAI, again, the link is going to be in the description below. You're going to come to this environment. This is your platform. This is what the developers use to do things. You have many things. You have prompts over here you can use. You have images. A big one that I use all the time is assistants. You can create a custom AI assistant. But for this video, all you need to do is go here to settings. In settings, you want to go over to API key. And now you can have a new API. So you just click generate new API, title it n8n baby. And then you click what the project is, default project, and then create. Now you have the key. You can copy it, use it wherever you want. And now this key is created. Since I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to delete it right away. But all mine are connected. So you would copy that API key, go here, create a new credential, paste that API key in, and this is ready to go. Since my account is already connected, what I'm going to do is message a model, and then I need to select the model. The model, this is a great example. My API key, I deleted this API key. So I need to go through. I highly recommend you naming these. I did a horrible job of naming these, so I'm going to go through and delete it. But since I know this is the one that I need, now my API key is updated. And now I have the models I can select. So now what is happening is I've just called to the OpenAI and it's giving me access to the models. The model I want to use here is the 4.0.1. It's important to note that in your OpenAI platform here, you do need to go to settings and general. You do need to go to settings and then go right here. You do have to be validated. So click this. It's going to send you a text message, validate, and then you can access this 4.10 model, just so you know. So go to the link in the description, hit settings, and then verify your OpenAI status. Once you are verified, you have access to this. I'm going to copy and paste in the prompt, and then I'm going to show you what I did. So what you can do is I'm going to open this up. It has to be an expression, and you have to open it up. So now what I would do if you're not going to go into my paid community is open your ChatGPT. And when you go here to the baby video, I'm going to show you this one time. You click, take a screenshot. So now what I do is you want to take a screenshot of this. So I'm going to pause it wherever it's at. You can screenshot it. And then you just tell the AI, OpenAI, to rewrite this word for word with no changes. Or you can say, rewrite this instead of Joe Rogan, be Theo Von. So you can say rewrite this and change the host to Theo Von and his guest host. I don't know what the Asian guy's name is, right? So now Theo Von is the one that's blowing up on this. So here is going to be the prompt that's generated. So now it changed it to Theo Von and his guest host. It didn't really get the guy's name, but you get what we're saying. So, right, you just copy this, and each of the areas where I stop, I'm going to tell you to paste it, take a screenshot, and do this. So stop now, take a screenshot, transition over, and then keep going. So now that you understand that, what this is doing is it's writing this in. All you need to do is if you run into any errors, you want to pull in the topic here. So then all you have to do is take this and slide it where you want it to go and then drop it in. That's all you have to do. You can click test this out. And now this is going to process it and send that information to the next area. So here is the content that's been produced. So now we're going to start moving into the next area. The next node is going to be an HTTP. HTTP is an amazing node. It goes out and gets you information from the internet, or you can post things to the internet. So all the links that you need are going to be in the school community. But I'm going to show you and tell you exactly how to do this so you don't have to go to my school community if you don't want to. So now go to Get and then hit Post. So now what this is doing is it's going to post the information. I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to paste it here. So now with this, right now, you can take a screenshot of this and then translate it over so you don't have to retype everything or look for it. So now you want to go to Send Headers, use defined, and then you want to type in your API key here. So what you want to do is I'm copying and pasting it over, but basically you want to get this right here, XI API-key. You want to copy and paste your key. So now we're going to go over to Hydra, now we're going to go over to ElevenLabs. I'm going to show you what we're doing. So you go to ElevenLabs. Here's the ElevenLabs environment. You want to just click down here and then click API keys. So then when you do that, you can click create a new API key, click create, and now here's the API key. You can click copy. All right. So now with that created, I have my API key. I'm going to delete this one so that no one out there can steal my API key and start using. So then you paste your API key in here. And then what you want to do is go down and add a body. I'm not going to paste my API key right now. I will paste it and then close it out and then run the node. So the next step, we're making the body. You want to add this as a text. So this is going to be typed as text. And then what you want to do is you want to type in the content. So now we've passed in, we've passed that information through, and now this has gone through. Let's test this out and see how this works. This is going to create, so I didn't copy my API key. So is there a way I can do it? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy my API key and send it over. So now I've pasted in my API key, I've run this, and now I have a media file here. I deleted my API key, but now what we can do is we can view this file. So now with this, what we have is, here's the file right here. So now that information is here. We have the voice file it's sent through. Now we're going to hit this and have another HTTP node. So now this HTTP node is going to be a post node again. It's going to be a lot of post nodes. So this is going to go to post. And now this is going to go to Hydra. So here is where I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to move my cursor and allow you to take a screenshot of this. All you have to do is keep doing that. Copy and paste it in. Once you do it one time, just copy and paste it in, hit again, and it'll just rewrite it verbatim. Take the picture, just type again. And at the next point, you don't even have to click again. Just put the picture and it'll start recognizing what you want to do. So now I'm going to go here. I'm going to add in my generic credentials, and then I'm going to select a custom credential. Now with this, here is my account too. So in this, you're going to connect your API key. Let me show you where you get this API key. So here is my account that's connected, but you want to go to Hydra, and then this is going to be where you go. So you can click here, and then you can click API, and it's going to bring you here. You just click this copy, and then you paste, and you link your account together. When you go to create one, what you want to do is click the create new button. You want to keep it like this is right here. You're going to press paste. And now this is what you need. So you can take a screenshot of this, but instead change this to your API key. So now your API key, right? So now your API key goes here. You keep this and then click save. So in Hydra, copy this API key, take that, paste it right here, and then you're good to go. Again, this is where you want to take a screenshot of this and have the AI rewrite it. I'm not going to do this because I already have my account connected. What I'm going to do next, since this is connected, is I'm going to do a send body. So now we already have the connection. We don't have to send the header because it's already connected. So next we're going to be going to JSON. We want to change this to using JSON. And then we're going to copy and paste this. So now here is the text that you need in the JSON. Take a screenshot of this and do the same thing. I'm going to test it so you can see what happens. It's going to get processed and it's going to give me an output of some information over here. All right, so now that information has gone through. We have that. I'm going to move this up because we need to do another thing. We need to merge these two. So now this merge is going to go here. And then what we need to do is we're going to pass through two, and we're going to pass through this one to this right here. So now I can run this and it's going to give me the information. So now two items have been passed. What this is doing is we have one form of information. We have another form of information. If we don't have this, it's going to pick one or the other and send them through. What happens now is it's going to take one and put one on top of the other and pass both of them through so you can use them later on. So now the next node we need is a code node. The code is going to be right here in the picture again. So all you need to do is I'm going to pause it for a second and let you copy this so that you can put it in ChatGPT. So now here is the node. Take a screenshot, put it in ChatGPT, copy it, and post it in. What this is going to do is it's going to merge that together, and it's going to bring it in and give you another file right here. So now we have this information. It's been passed through. And now the next thing we need to do is get ready to, let's see, an HTTP node. So now this HTTP is going to be a post again. And then we have this right here. This is going to be the URL. Again, this is where you want to take a screenshot of this and then make sure this is on expression. When you do that for expression, it's going to have the ID. That ID is getting pulled in from over here. So if you don't, you can change this to table. And what is happening is you can write this in, and instead of having JSON ID, this will work if you took the screenshot. You can take this and slide it in and drop it right there. If this didn't work for you, just drop it right there and you will be 100% ready to go. Again, we have the credentials already connected. So what we want to do is click generic. We want to go down to custom. And then I have my account already connected. Once you did that first on the other node, you won't have to do it again. We're going to go down and click send body. And then what we need to do is keep this right here and change it to form. So send body, and then, change JSON to form data. Then change the form data to binary file. And then we'll copy and paste this in file and data. With this complete, we can run this through. Oh, see, it got my thing up here. I messed that up. So when I dragged that in to show you, it had my API key. It had the ID over. I dropped it on accident. So now once I do that, I can run it and it will run through and you won't have any issues. So now with this complete, I'm going to take a step back so you can see this is passed through. What I want to do is I need to remember to pin these. Some of these you're not going to be able to pin. So I can't pin that one. I won't be able to pin that one. I cannot pin this one. Can't pin this one. So the next thing, we need to go down here, take this. We want to copy and paste. So once you've copied and pasted this down here, you want to take this connection here and pass it through. Once you do that, our account is already connected. Our text is connected. Our model, you want to use the same model. And I'm going to copy and paste this in, and then I'll open it so that you can take the picture that you would like to do. So now here's the copy and paste. I'm going to stop for a second. And if it's red, what you want to do is delete the red. Understand that it says ethnicity. So I need to go here, take the ethnicity, drop it in. Bam, now it's good. It's green. And so now it changes it to the right way. I'm going to stop, take a screenshot, and then put it in Google, in ChatGPT, and have that pass through. So now the next thing we're going to do, we need to go down to simplify output and then make sure this content is outputted as a JSON. We unpin that since we're doing the second one down here. We don't want any information pinned. We're going to test this out. I'm going to run you through. I'm not going to keep running this because I just noticed it used some of my credits. So now I'm going to run you through the next one. It's going to be an HTTP node. We're going to do hit HTTP. We're going to want to post this. I'm going to copy this URL, Control C, Control V. Now this is what you want to take a screenshot of so you don't have to do all the work. We want to change this to send header. See below, and then this has to be authorization. So that's what it's going to be. The next thing that you're going to do is put bearer and then your API key. So I'm just going to type it like that. And then, so you would write your API key after that with a space. So next, send your body. The body is going to be the body of the message you're sending over. We want to send the type of the model. Again, this is in the ChatGPT OpenAI's document, so you can get any of that there. And then we want to send the prompt. So now we have the prompt. The prompt is a unique one because this is going to be from this right here. So you can copy that, you can pull it right here, you can change it to schema and take prompt and put it in right here. And then what we need to do is we need to tell it the size of the image. So now size, and then here's the size right here. 10, 24 by 15 and 36. So take pictures of each of these or just type them out really quick. These are not very long. With that one complete, we'll move on to the next one and then we'll run it at the end. So the next thing we need to do is a convert. We have this file and we need to convert it to, which one was it? We need to change it from move base 34 string file. All right, so now once we have that, I'm going to show you what you have to do. Copy this and put it in. So data 0B64, that gets sent through. Now with this node complete, we have to go through and now we're going to send this to an HTTP node. What you really want to do is copy this up here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to copy this, copy the 4 nodes, and then paste them. And then put it over here. All right, so what we're going to do is take this one, put it down here. And then take this one and clip it into that one, right? So now you have that already done. It runs through. And I'm going to go through each one of these to make sure they're right. So now open this one up. So now we want to keep it a post. The credentials, this is going to be at the same location. Credentials, assets, all of this stays the same. The difference is we want to go down here and change the bottom part. So instead of this being an audio, we need to change this to an image. So now with that one change, this one is complete. We keep the merge the same. Now the code is going to be it's going to be different code, but I'm going to copy and paste it and I'm going to show it to you. So now here's the code. I'm going to show it to you one more time so you can have it on the big screen. Take a screenshot and you can change it how you want. So now we've done the code. Now the last HTTP node. The last HTTP node is going to be, let's see if it's the same. So bam, I'm just going to copy and paste it in just to make sure I have the right one. So take this, screenshot this, make a new one. These all stay the same. Format, binary, file, everything stays the same. So now with this completed, we need to merge this together. We need to take this information and make it one. So now I'm going to move this up here and then clip it in, delete it. Just for structure, I'm going to take this and put it to the bottom. It would have worked if you did it either way. So now we have the voice created. We have the video created, the images. Now what we need to do is we need to add in and merge it into Hydra. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hit a code node. Code node is going to be this right here. Again, I'm going to stop and let you take a picture of it so that you don't have to do any other work. So now open it up. Here's the picture. Take a screenshot here, translate that in ChatGPT, and then paste it in here into this code node. That's all you have to do for this. And then we're on to the next one. The next one is an HTTP request. And what this is going to do is going to be another post. This post node is going to be to this URL. And then once you have your generic credentials created, you want to go down to custom, and then it already has the one that we have. The next thing is send the body. We have a JSON. You want to use JSON. So switch this specific body to use JSON. And then now what we're going to do is I have this right here. I'm going to open it and I'm going to show you so you can paste it into ChatGPT and translate it. So now change this to an expression. And I'll talk to you and tell you what this is doing. So basically what this is doing is it tells you the video type. The ID gets pulled in from the model. This is from Hydra. So Hydra has a specific model you're using. This gets you the cheapest, best resolution model you can have. This image asset gets pulled in from the old node and you pull in the audio. And then everything else is the same from Hydra. So now we've completed that. We need to add in a wait. So a wait is going to allow it to not run into API limits. So now what I'm going to do is wait 5 seconds. You should do a little bit longer, but for the context of this video, I'm going to only wait 5 seconds. And then the next thing is going to be another HTTP node. So now for this HTTP node, it's going to be a GET. So now everything we've made, we're going to pull all of that in. It's been created, and now we're going to ask it to give it to us. So now here is the URL you want to post. So this does need to be as an expression. And now I'm going to stop. You can take a screenshot and then you can transition it over. With that created, we need none, and then go down to send a header. So now this is going to be where we're going to send our API key. So now the value has to be X API. And then you just paste your API key here. Once you paste your API key, this node is ready to go. So now, as we keep building this out, I'm going to build another wait method. So the wait method is going to be a little bit longer. You should wait about 10 minutes or 10 seconds or whatever you want. I'm going to put 15, call it a day. And so then I'm going to pull this back down here just so that I can work in one space. And now the next thing is going to be an HTTP request. So now we have HTTP, and this is going to be a GET method. And now what we want to pull in is the ID. So now you don't need to copy and paste this. This is going to be from the last URL. This gets pulled in. So now with this complete, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to make sure the bottom part is complete. We do need to have a response. So go down here, click open this, click response. What we want to do is do file and then data. So now that will work. And then the next thing we want to do is Google Drive. Now, this is where we've downloaded the file. We have the file created. Now we need to upload it to Google Drive so that it can change the format. I'll show it to you once we've gone through this and show you what's happening step by step. So now upload the file. And then my Google Drive is already connected. I showed you how to do that. What you want to do is data, keep the file name the same, and then go to down here and click wherever you want to save the file. So now I save mine in n8n videos. And so then the next node right after that is another Google Drive. Google Drive. And this one is going to be a download file. So now download file, but this, instead of it being the actual file, we need to change this to ID. And what this is going to do is it's going to get the ID of the file. And with this complete, this needs to be an expression. And now the last thing we need to do is go to our Google Sheets. And what this is going to do is it's going to let us append a row. So update a row of sheet information. Let me double check that. Yes, append and update a row. So now what we're going to do is this is going to update the ending of it to say, yes, this is done. It's been published. So you want to go here, click baby podcast, sheet, and the matching is going to be from the topic. And then all you have to do is copy yes down here. So what's going to happen is it's going to find that topic. It's going to go to the unique topic that you've created. It reads that this is the only unique one and then updates this as yes, and it's completed. So now with this complete, we have the top part completed. And now I'm going to test this workflow out. So now to test this workflow out, we're going to open this up. Now this is being completed. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I'm going to show you the result. So this is the result of the video right here.
You ever think about the Great Chinese Firewall? It's like this massive digital iron curtain, man. Imagine being inside a huge aquarium, thinking you're swimming in an ocean, but all the other fish are holograms. It's wild, right? I mean, what does that do to your mind? Your ideas are filtered, curated. Are you even you at that point? It's almost as if reality itself is on lockdown. What kind of society emerges when you can't see the weird stuff out there, only what's approved?
Created. So if you found value in this video, please like and subscribe. Join my school community so you can download these relatively easy. I'm the Data Doc. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.